Hi everyone, it's been a while, and right now I'm actually looking at the US market updates. And so far, I can see that over the last few weeks, right, the US market has been performing really well. And let's take a look over at my screen so that you can see whether what is in for the US market. Now, right now, I'm actually at the US SPY chart. This is the weekly chart of SPY. And you can see here right now, we are actually heading at about 295 for a couple of days already. This is the weekly chart of SPY. And you can see at the bottom here, there's actually two circles that I highlighted. And these were the lows back in the start of 2019. And then we actually have a record low and a speedy recovery from this, which is around 230. So right now, right, we are actually approaching a very critical level, which is USPY right, at 300 per share. Now, a lot of people has been saying that there is a bear market, right? There is going to be a recession. There's going to be a depression some more. And I think right now the key questions will be, what do you think will happen when countries actually stop the lockdown? That means to say people are able to travel freely within country and eventually cross borders. Because you see, right now, can the health sectors, right, which is the hospitals, able to handle if there's a spike in the numbers. Right now, all the numbers that I see so far has been cooling and coming down all over different parts of the world, which is a good thing because eventually, without vaccines, right, we may eliminate this virus. But the problem is that should the economies go back to work just like what China has been doing, there will really a lot of articles saying that there were congestions on the highway. People are now choosing to take their own car rather than the public transport because of the fear of virus spreading. And right now the key questions will be will the countries around right successfully contain the virus even after the lockdown? And you can see here actually a lot of people's life are being affected. I can say easily that those who businesses choose to downsize during this period, and you can see a lot of companies are shutting down doors worldwide. All these news are available over the internet. But the key is what happens to the market. Now, I can say that for the market itself, Fed Reserve, right, which is the U.S. Government, they can support the market for a sustained period of time. And if you are betting against the U.S. market, right, there are chance to do it. It's just that the frequency of the trades being successful could be a little bit difficult. And I would say that it depends on your investment profile and the risk appetite that you have to come through. Because if you have short the market over the last, I would say February today, yes, you will make some handsome, decent money. In fact, wealth creating kind of money. But in the long run, right, what Ray Dalio says best is something I want to share with you. Now, Ray Dalio says that a lot of investors, when it comes to investing, right, it is easy to take an action. That means to say whether you want to form an idea about shorting or coming in to buy the company to hold it. It's easy to take an action. But for investors, right, the part two of it is when do you stop doing it? When do you get out of it? When do you actually adjust your strategy? Right. If there's a company that you actually invested in, there's a change in the company's fundamentals, the underlying trend changes, the business landscape changes. Ray Dalio says that it's difficult for investors, right, to actually manage their investment in this case. So right now, right, I want you to ponder about, just do a very quick reflection about your own investment, what you have done well and what you've not done well, and share with me in the comments so that I can connect with you. Now, right now, let's focus back on SPY. We probably hit a very critical level of 295 over this week. And I say that for this key resistance here in my black line, you can see is at SPY 300. If you swap it to the day chart, you can see that there is a huge gap up. I would say just since yesterday or the day before yesterday, right? That on the 18th May, it has already started to boom, show a very nice bullish gap. But how much more can we go from here? I'm not sure. But at least for me, I have been starting to trim my investment. That means to say, I actually got in at 238 for one of my SPY, I would say ETF here. And right now, I'm actually looking to trim off more and more of my investments as it goes higher. So the rule of the game is very simple, right? Warren Buffett say best, buy great businesses at a cheap discount. But the problem is, are we getting a lot of cheap discount right now? I'm not really sure. All right, so come back and take a look today in the key discussion today I want to highlight is the Facebook and the latest earnings updates. Now for the Q1 2020, the report is out in April this year. And you know, Mark Zuckerberg, right? I think I really admire him in terms of his business direction and how he actually lead the company. Now, this is one thing that he says, right? And he's very concerned about the health emergency around the US and not sure if the shelter in place, right, the restrictions and all this is enough or not. Because if you look at the second red box here, it says that, uh, not sure if the future outbreaks and worse, longer health and economic outcomes will come. So that means to say that, when the lockdowns are lifted, right, will we go back to having a spike in the number of people who get the virus? So this is one thing that currently I think a lot of companies are making adjustments, and which is why they stopped doing the guidance towards the next quarter or so. But come, let's take a look deeper into what Facebook has to share. And you can see, right, for Facebook itself, there's really a lot of people using it, and the data here has been consistently reported by the company, saying that now there's actually about 3 billion. Now, previously it was slightly below 3 billion, and now they hit the numbers. And whether is it Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or even Messenger, each month, I think the numbers has been going up. Even for yourself, right, ask yourself, how much time have you spent on all these apps? If you do, then your numbers are probably recorded inside here as well. Right, and of course, I read that something amazing about Mark Zuckerberg, right, is, he says this, I believe that in the times of economic downturn, the right thing to do is to keep investing in building the future. And I believe this for a few reasons. First, the world changes quickly and people have new needs, and that means new segments to build. Wow, take a look at this. Now, instead of reacting to the virus and the pandemic, right, a lot of companies are controlling how they spend. Mark Zuckerberg had decided to move forward because it was necessary for the world to make it a better place. I think even for apps users itself, right, he also constantly think about how he can enhance the experience for Facebook. And you look at the second red box here, you say, I believe that there's a sense of responsibility and duty to invest in the economic recovery. Now you can see, right, in order to do that here, your company must hit a certain milestone, right, that you can actually contribute. But I think it makes sense because you can see that there's actually new needs and rises. A lot of businesses are down today, even let's say in Singapore where I'm located, right? There's a lot of hawkers. Hawkers are actually the small businesses where they give delicious meals to anybody who visits those hawkers. There's a wide range for you to choose, right? They're actually closing down because they simply could not reach out on the online space or even a single customers to go. It was reported in the news recently, and I believe that if you can make an app, or if you can even put connections, right, to how people can reach out to these F&B owners, fantastic. There will be actually a value created during this pandemic. So what Facebook is doing, and if you continue to see this video, right, I want you to understand that Facebook has really been stepping up on their spending to enhance the overall experience, not just for users, but for the whole world. Now you see here, right, advertisers today are spending less, and they have already accepted that their business profit margin will decrease this year. That means to say Facebook, right, if you watch past hours of my videos, right, 90% of Facebook revenues comes from advertising. And should there be a drop in this, right, it means that the core earnings, right, has been affected. And how are they going to overcome this? And you know that they have been doing a huge investment into Joe, which is an India platform in the India company, right, where they are connecting millions of users through WhatsApp to make payments to each other, which is WhatsApp Pay, and of course to be able to do online shopping and eventually travel bookings. So I'm pretty excited about this. And currently, even for my own sticks itself, I'm trying to trim, but I'm looking for a good spot later. We can look at the back of the charts. So right now for Facebook itself, they have seen several declines in travel and auto. That is to say, right now, people are actually staying more at home. Auto industry are hit. Travel industry definitely a big hit. Okay, and I'm not sure when this will actually recover back. And I think that once the lockdown are happening, right, those who are already owning a self-driving vehicles or people who are driving themselves, right, I think they will continue to do so despite, you know, the economy could be tightening, right, or slowing down, because, you know, you risk yourself a lot more when you go and take the public transport. And I don't know if the public transport today can maintain the safe distancing throughout the entire day. All right, so these are some of the trends that they have mentioned. And you take a look, right? They are also helping businesses online, okay, not just to make the products better, like Facebook Live, Messenger Rooms, WhatsApp call. They're also quickly making gifts cards so that people can support the businesses or even for charity to create fundraising opportunities. I think in the long run, even for those virtual, okay, if you're talking about online concert singing for different dancers, artists, I think if this landscape were to continue, I believe that, you know, as we go online, right, people can actually watch those concerts and make those gift cards away. I'm not sure if this happens. Do comment below as well if you think that this is going to be a trend in the future. All right. And of course, for the COO, Cheryl actually mentioned, right, the other strongest sectors was actually in technology and e-commerce. So gaming technology today, I think, is also a good time to actually promote for businesses today. What do you think, right? Because, you know, people are spending more time at home, and we are definitely looking for entertainment. It's just that what kind of entertainment are we looking at? And of course, for e-commerce, there's actually a big boom, a spike. I'm looking at the results of JD.com, Alibaba this Friday coming out, Pinduoduo, another Chinese e-commerce. All these are the China's one. Of course, in Southeast Asia here, we have the company called C Limited, SE Limited, and I think that Shopee, if you are users of Shopee, they have also reported a spike in the activities there, and this really shows the landscape of all these businesses and how they're going to dominate. So do a review in terms of your own portfolio about companies that are not able to adapt right quickly, and of course, what do people need in the future? Because these are really important, I would say, a start of a new era that we are looking at in the investing world. All right. So coming back here, I'm going to show you a little bit about a calculator that I often use in my own investing. Right, and I'm going to switch my screen to the calculator here. Now you can see here, right, this is for Facebook's stats itself. There is actually a lot of key criteria that I look at. And I can see that there is really a huge growth in terms of their next coming trading 12 months. Yes, you can look, right, that the EPS has gone spike back. Because why? The last time, right, in 2019, they were paying fines. They were paying easily 5 billion worth of fines over, and there's a drop in the earnings per share. But I think that is a big concern because Facebook did mention they have about 60.5 billion cash in investment. Oh my goodness. So if you look at the amount of money that comes in, fantastic. And if you look at the net profit margin, right, they have maintained at least double digit and still in the 20s from here. So what I'll be looking at is that I believe that maybe for Facebook, you can see, right, if you look at the growth rate of 42%, there is actually a very huge I would say a runway for the share price to go. Entry price can reach about 272 based on the calculator. I'm using PEG, by the way. And if you just want to add some margin of safety, if you think that, you know, the growth rate, because Mark Zuckerberg says that, you know, for the rest of the remaining year, this year, the ad space is going to go down. I'm not sure if other initiatives will spike back up. You can actually add in a margin of safety. Okay, in this case, it's a concept where you want to be more conservative in your entry, and it's still a gap to go, like all the way to $231. So I hope you learned something from this video here, because, you know, valuation is dead. Is really about the business, understanding the business more. That we come down to the pricing itself. All right, so I'm definitely looking more to trimming as a price reach towards the 231. Okay. And coming back here, I think we can take a look at the charts. Let's take a look at Facebook in terms of the pricing. All right, so Facebook previously, I have drawn the chart. They have really broken the 196, 197, I think the price area, and there was a gap up. Today, they announced even more powerful news, and that's why there's a spike in that. looking at all the way whether they can go to beyond the, this is at least easily back to the high, which is around the 220 star. Okay, so will Facebook go back down again? I'm not sure. But the next area that I probably will be looking at is to come in between the, I would say this area here. All right, so which is around 206. Let's take a look if they will happen over the next few periods before the next earnings. So what has been the change for Facebook right now? Right, Facebook actually introduced this thing called the Facebook Shops. It's just today, I think May 2019 itself, they have announced how they can help small, medium businesses online. So you see, for businesses, right, there's actually a lot of data that Facebook can retrieve because of the huge number of audience that they have. About 1/3 of the business has shut down already. And I think that this is really going to, you know, if the lockdown prolongs, right, we'll see more of this happen. And, I even hear of some of my fellow businesses, I would say owners, right, they are actually struggling and calling for help online to whether they can increase the business, especially for the F&B side. And the situation is worse, right? More than half are no longer not operating. That means to say, if we see the lockdown over, we might not see some of the stores back to operation. And this is especially bad. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you are experiencing this as well. All right. And why is Facebook doing this? Like I say, right, they are really thinking out the box to, bring more value to the users. And you see, Facebook is in the business of small businesses, right? About 160 million businesses use the app every month. Okay, and about 55%, right, go through Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger to reach out to the customers, including WhatsApp. And big brands, right, use them so that about 160 million of these businesses, right, can continue to make money and pay their employees. Now, this is amazing because it's a huge opportunity in this landscape. And I really touched my heart, and I felt that, if your business is not on social media and you're not able to connect with it, do it today. Take the change fast enough to do that. Okay. And who are they partnering with? Right. So they're partnering with Shopify, so that you see in the first red box, right, it's a free way to do a checkout where people can actually go through the business's website or actually use and pay inside Facebook app. So this is the first red box. The second red box, right, says about sellers, right, will be able to tag their products when they are broadcasting live. Okay, so this is I would say increasing the selling rate. And there is actually a story about in Thailand, right? There's I would say a steamboat shop, right? What they do is they actually leverage on this, and the customers place the order over Facebook, and they send WhatsApp for confirmation. And you know what happened? Over the first 2 weeks, right, they have recovered 25% of the business loss. And what happens next, right, is today they are able to pay their employees in full. And I'm really very happy that these signs are recovering in the marketplace, right? So right now, for here, we are talking about a few of the businesses that are partnering, I think, coming into this Facebook shop, not just Shopify, I think other e-commerce sites as well. And it's worth to take a look into businesses that are doing online. A couple of them, I think we have Square, we have PayPal, we have Shopify. And I think some of these businesses may continue to dominate in the space to come, because if the lockdown is over, the one question I'm going to ask you is that, do you think people will feel at ease to travel around? Now, if the situation, right, is not that easy, then I believe that some of these online space and the companies will continue to dominate. All right, so right now is definitely the time to look for exiting from my own positions as well. I'm not sure about you. Now, if you find this video useful, do like, subscribe, and share, because this will help me to reach out to more people about the sharing today. All right, so this is Yuan Chen here, and I'm signing out. I'll see you in the next video.